We are working out for the next 365 days in a row. So many of us struggle to make positive changes in our lives, and I tend to give up too. We can't stick to our goals. You see, we've done this challenge at least 10 times, reaching 200 plus days at least twice. I was hoping to get myself into breakdancing shape because I always wanted to breakdance. And failure was crushing. And sometimes when you fail a lot, you give up. And in my case, you give up on your dreams for good. I made excuses instead. But now, even if I give up, or I sleep in, or I stop, we're just going to start over again. We will become stronger. So, what follows are my workouts and thoughts each day. Every day, we can decide to make good choices. So, don't give up on yourself.
Workout every day, day number 43, and today is wrist day. You heard of back day, you heard of chest day, you heard of tricep day, you heard of neck day, but you never heard of wrist day, or maybe I have. And here's what it looks like for me. Now, a big part of the reason I'm working my wrists is so I can be better at doing handstands and any movement that requires me to hold my body weight. So here, I'm keeping my core braced, I'm up against the wall doing a wall handstand, alternating legs, and I'm focused on squeezing the ground with my hands and trying to do a little bit of tiny movement in the palms just to get used to balancing very, very, very slowly. But this is kind of how my initial progression works. Now, this isn't direct wrist work. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But yeah, essentially here is my very awkward dismount. It never ends. Every time I try and do a handstand on this wall, it's just terrible. Now, since y'all have seen me train my wrists here and there, you might be wondering, okay, well, have you felt a difference in movements like these? Well, yes, I mentioned before, things like the frog pose, things like the handstand, they feel a lot more stable for me personally. Before I move on to a crazy wrist exercise I started doing, I want you to peep this. You see how I'm moving towards this wall and my dismounts have always been awkward? Sometimes you're just at a wall where you can't bail out to the left or right, and you might be thinking, what do you do? Do I just roll down? Well, what if you don't know how to roll? What's the problem? Like, what do you do? So I ended up thinking, okay, if I can't roll, if I can't move side to side, I have to come down. So I ended up just figuring out how to balance on my head very slowly and awkwardly come down. You are clearly witnessing a professional at work. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. Alright, so here's a crazy exercise I was talking about. So remember how we were doing push-ups on the back of our hands? Well, yeah, we're essentially doing a minor version of that, but it's in a plank, okay? So we're holding a plank on the back of our hands like this, and honestly, this is a very difficult movement, but it's going to help me build a little bit of tolerance. And I wanted to mix things up instead of just doing the press every single time. And I do find it to be quite effective on building that tolerance, and it's something I decided to throw in because I've seen some other people do it online. Now, I also experimented with this movement in different ways. So I had my hands pointing behind my body, I had my hands pointed out to the side, in kind of different planche variations. Because working up to the planche is something I'll do eventually someday. But, we got to start super duper small considering how weak we are currently. We messed up our workout routine here, so yeah, we're doing some rows from home. I was supposed to hit my back properly a while ago, but I decided, hey, let's just do some towel rows instead. This is just going to get us where we need to be. I think I did 5 sets of these. I really grinded these out. Now, this movement did feel harder than normal now, and I attribute that to just the way that you see my hand placement and my shoulders. You see I'm pulling really, really wide. I'm not really used to doing that on these, for one, and number two, I just think that I don't have that much back strength. As much as I'm getting stronger, my own body weight or partial body weight is still not somewhere I'm at, unfortunately. But yeah, as soon as I got a bit wider, it became extremely difficult. So maybe I need to go to the gym and stop using the neutral grip row so much. I love using the neutral grip for seated row, guys. It's my favorite thing ever, but maybe it's time to change that, seeing how hard that set was at just a couple reps. Now, to wrap us off here, I decided to eat my vegetables, and my vegetables of choice when it comes to exercise are side planks. I hate them, don't want to eat them, but you gotta eat them. And I've been working on these for quite some time, and my side plank has felt a lot stronger normally. It was very hard to hold before, but now I've started experimenting with variations like legs raised. Now, this was way harder than I expected. Just raising that leg added so much pressure and so much tension. I did not see it coming. Whenever I see those photos of people doing that giant star and a side plank, I'm like, that looks easy. And then I started doing it, and I was like, my God, let me put that leg back down real quick. So yeah, I experimented with it on both sides, and I kept trying. But on my very last set out of four, I was unable to keep up with trying to keep that leg raised, or at least bring it up and down. It was rough. So I have a new goal to strive for when it comes to side plank, and it's improving this variation right here. Anyway, guys, that is it for the workout. Hopefully, you guys are training and staying strong. I will see you in the next video. Peace.